Alright guys, so based on what we've already been seeing on the market since when we started our market movement, so let us get started guys. Alright, so first of all, if you guys wanted to get access towards this kind of market, you guys can head out to my profile, click on the link and get more access towards this kind of access for you guys. And definitely we'll be seeing where the market brings us next, as we definitely know that right now where the bracket is bringing us, we do see that market movement is quite slow. Okay, so first of all, if you guys look at what the current market offers us right now, based on the market movement on last Friday. So basically what really happened last Friday is we started to see that there's a slowdown, and which it has already been hitting back towards 3300 area, so 3300, and basically it's almost in line with what we feel on the market guys. On the long run, we are expecting that after a short-term healthy retracement pullback, we are expecting to see consolidations near 3,300, and certainly the closing prices is very well at 3,320. And suddenly what really happened during the Friday and also during the weekends, we started to see there's some escalation ongoing around the world, and also we do see some about the Federal Chair Reserve, and that really impact the news, and that really undermine the power of the US dollar at the same time. So later on I'll be also reviewing what really happened to the US dollar index. But since that incident, I would say we started to see there's some good signs happening in the market. And why I am saying that, because if you guys take a closer look since the early market session, so we do know that Friday market is not moving at all, and certainly we see prices just stuck. And suddenly during the opening markets, we started to see that prices immediately jumped 3,350, and around the Asian market session, prices jumped towards 3,370. And right now we are seeing prices are playing around the ranges at 3,390 to 3,380 at the lowest after entering the the London session, guys. And certainly this is showing us that there is some movement going on the gold market, and you guys already know that since that happened, we also see that gold prices has been breaking out all-time highs and has shown no signs of slowing down, and that is very clear and that's very certain. And with that kind of clarity and movement, if we do check out on the long-term market, it seems that there's only one clear direction for the next gold market movement, which is I'm still expecting that the gold market movement could be going higher and higher. And like I said, I'm expecting the near-term target for gold on the daily chart is around 3,500, and we are just shy around $100 plus, so it's around 1,000 pips, and we are very close towards that numbers for now. So if this does happen, I would say that this kind of market, I am expecting that we are going to see prices probably could give us a little bit of a boost as we are started opening the market. And certainly the market on Friday hasn't been open yet, and that certainly give a little boost for today. Prices has already been jumping by another 2%. So with this kind of market movement, I'm expecting that prices could be going higher and higher instead of slowing down, as we do see that with the strong momentum that has been going on, it's very hard to see the possibility that prices will start slow down, and we are going to see that prices just are going to go on higher grounds without any slowing down movement. And we are expecting that maybe in this week we could actually be looking at the prices hitting 3,500 with this kind of market movement momentum happening in the market. There's a high possibility that we could be seeing 3,510 in the next few days, guys. Alright, so that's not going to be a big surprise, and a lot of possibility that really show us that this could be the reality in the next few days, where we are seeing that gold market could be going higher and higher. So with that, let us try to look back at the short-term market movement. Short-term market movement, as we also know that prices has already been going up quite fast and giving us a little bit of a consolidations after prices has been slowing down at late Thursday, and certainly Friday we are not seeing any huge market movement, and certainly that has really helped to push up the gold prices entering today's market session. And based on those market movement, there's one thing that is very clear, and the one thing that we are seeing that after hitting such a huge prices, I'm expecting prices could be slowing down a while on the short term. Maybe we are going to see a little bit of a correction at around 3,380, 3,390 below, around these ranges. So I'm expecting that prices could be slowing down around these ranges for a while before we could see prices start to go higher. And certainly with the US market session hasn't been opening yet, and there's a lot of possibility that price could be slowing down for a while. So I'll be suggesting that the most important thing right now is to imply patience and to apply patience on the current market, because rushing in right now, I know that the trend is very clear, it's still going higher. Short term, it's also going higher, definitely. Long term, it's also very clear, prices is still going higher. No signs of slowing down. But one of the most important things that I would like to say is, with this kind of market movement, rising 200 pips in just a very short period of time, then dropping and then jumping for almost quite around 150 pips in a very short time, I'm expecting that prices could start to slow down first before I will be bullish. So for now, as we are almost entering the US market session in another few hours, this kind of timing is very crucial, and I'm expecting that on a short-term basis we are going to see prices to drop towards this area before we continue to see prices to go back higher. So I'm expecting that there will be a support around here, and I won't be in a hurry to make some short position, guys, because certainly I'm not doing short-term trades. And certainly if you guys are a short-term trader, you guys could definitely take this momentum and maybe try to put a good risk-reward ratio around here, put your target around here. But for me personally, I will be waiting for much more clarity on the long-term market that is in line with the short-term. So I will be expecting another pullback, maybe near here. Maybe we could be seeing prices candlestick moving in such a long wick candlestick on the lower side. And that is my confirmations on the market that we could actually be looking at the market to go higher next. For now, I'll be much more in a waiting mode, wait and see what's really happening on the other markets, and what could be happening next is also very important. So for now, I'm expecting a support area around here, guys. Alright. So I'm expecting support around here. I'm expecting prices to have a healthy pullback first, and then we could be expecting prices to go higher next. Alright, so for now I'll be waiting. Short term, if you guys are short term trader, I believe you guys could utilize this. For me, I'll be waiting, guys. Alright, but the fear is certainly very clear, as we do see that prices on the Asian market session has been quite strong. Certainly we're not going to see any slowdown for now. It's quite weird, so definitely I'm expecting a pullback first before we start to see prices go back higher, guys. Alright, so that's my view on the short term. Long term, bullish, it's very clear. Short term, another pullback, maybe entering the US market sessions, and then prices will be going higher next. Okay, so I'll be waiting. Okay, so what are your view, guys? Are you guys thinking, okay, I should be bearish on the gold market? I am very bearish. I'm actually quite curious, do anyone think about that kind of market scenario, that since prices has already been going quite fast, going quite high, I'm bearish on the gold market? Do any one of you guys having the same thought like that? I'm actually quite curious, guys. Can you let me know on the comments if you guys are bearish on the market? especially if you guys have been saying, oh, prices has already been going quite fast, going quite high, there's not a possibility that prices could continue to go higher. Definitely you guys could let me know, guys. Okay, so if you guys are bearish on the market, you can type bearish on the gold, and if you guys are bullish, you could also let me know as well, guys. All right. Alright, so I hope this is what you guys are enjoying, because this is the format that I'm going on the market, giving you guys what's going on the market and let you guys know what are my thoughts on the short term and the long term, and how you guys could use those information and make some good trades out of it. Alright guys, so if you guys are enjoying your time here, you can definitely follow us, subscribe, and definitely give us your likes, thumbs up, and share this video with your friends, guys. Alright, because I believe sharing is caring, and certainly what we are doing here is trying to help you guys understand what's going on in the market and how you guys could use those informations and make some good trades on your own as well, guys. Alright, for now prices are a bit stagnant, not moving that much, and that is certainly expected, where we are entering a very crucial time in the market where we could be actually seeing that prices later on could be going higher. So with not a lot of news coming up this week, I would say, probably other than what we could be seeing could be coming up from the economic data on the services and the manufacturing side. Other than that, I'm not looking at a lot of great news, I would say. Durable goods and University of Michigan could be one of it as well. Okay, so with that, I'm expecting that prices on gold shouldn't have a lot of impact, especially if we are seeing that prices or the economic data couldn't be that well. We are expecting that gold prices could be benefited a lot, guys, because logically speaking, in terms of economic theory, we do know that once we do see that the US dollar drops, as a result, we could be actually looking at the possibility that gold could be going higher as a result, because with the lower valuation, we are expected to see prices to go up and go higher and higher, and that's certainly always been the case, guys. Alright, so long term I'm definitely still very bullish, but certainly as we just started our live streaming sessions and our timing around these hours are usually it's a little bit tricky. So the best market course, I would say, I'll be waiting for better market movement rather than rushing it into the markets for now. Right? So next, we are going to discuss what could be possibly happening next on the silver market, guys. Alright. So if you guys haven't followed us yet and you have guys missed out on the gold market analysis, you guys definitely don't forget to follow and subscribe so you guys don't miss out on any market analysis next time, guys. Alright. And let us move on, try to see what's happening on the silver market. So what happened on the silver market? Okay, so this is the resistance cell area that hasn't changed much, but I would say on the short term, not a lot of changes happen. And why I'm saying that, guys, because honestly, if you guys see that the silver market movement since Wednesday until today hasn't been moving away from these ranges between $32.10 towards $33, and that has been showing that silver market has been moving on a range. If you guys take a closer look on the daily charts, you guys could be actually seeing that this is the range that they have already been playing around and has not shown any signs of improvement since yesterday. So we are actually just back to square one, where we are near the high prices at yesterday's price at around $32.94, and I'm expecting that prices would be moving along alongside with gold. And you guys know that tonight's prices on the gold has been moving quite well, and there are signs that prices could continue to go higher, and that definitely would be spurring some effect on the silver market, and we are started to see that the silver market could be going higher as well. So with this kind of market momentum, I'm still expecting that prices could still be going higher on the silver market, but definitely I'll be waiting for better confirmations of the market. So for instance, like the ones that we are seeing, that once prices break out through this minor downtrend and starts to go higher, this could be actually one of a very good interesting case to enter the market. And right now we are actually on the cusp of one great setup, coming up next, especially if prices do break out of the $32.95, there is a good chances to see that the silver market movement could immediately break out higher, guys. Alright. So with this kind of market movement, there is a lot of things that could be coming up next. So I'll be prepared to see where it brings us next. Good chances to see prices to go higher again, guys. Alright. So I'll be waiting, and definitely there are good chances to see prices to move higher next, guys. Alright. But certainly the setup are almost there. We are going to see some good signs happening soon, personally, and definitely don't miss out on these opportunities, guys. Alright, because with this setup there could be a potential huge movement coming up next, guys, on the market. Alright. So short term wise, I'm still expecting that market would be moving on a higher range of today's price movement. That's certainly the case. And for the long term, there's some good chance we can be seeing that silver prices could be continuing its uptrend that has already been returning back towards its original path, guys. Alright. So certainly both silver, gold for today, I'm still very much bullish, as we do know that silver market, gold market hasn't been moving much on Friday. So that's why we are started to see some volatility happening for tonight, and that's why we see prices starts to go higher. Okay, so back towards what we already been looking at, the gold market, silver market, and what's happening here is very clear that we have already been seeing that price action has been moving quite well, and there's expectations that prices could continue to go higher and higher, and it's a bit hard to see that prices could be quite slow. Okay, so for now we are expecting that prices could actually start moving. So it seems that the pullback didn't happen and prices actually slowed down and play in this very tight range, I would say, moving in this very tight range since just now. And certainly that won't be a good case, guys. Alright, because if it doesn't start breaking out, there's some chances that prices could slow down around these ranges for a while, guys. Okay, so definitely I'm waiting. A pullback definitely is a much better market movement for gold, as prices has already been going up quite fast and we haven't seen any longer pullback, and certainly it's a very drastic and fast sharp drop and then suddenly a very quick rise back again. So definitely I'm expecting a little bit of a pullback for now, but if it doesn't happen, we also need to adjust with our situation, guys, as prices has already been moving in these tight ranges for quite some time, guys. Alright, for now I'll be waiting, but certainly I won't be rushing in, especially as my fear is still very clear. I'm still expecting a pullback could be happening in the next few hours, guys. So I won't be rushing in and making the decisions to buy at quite a high price, which doesn't really in line with what I'm seeing on the market right now. So patience is definitely required at the moment, guys. Alright. So if you guys are enjoying what you guys have been watching so far, you guys are welcome to give us a support by following, subscribe, so that you guys don't miss out the next time we are doing our live streaming sessions and our analysis. And don't forget to give us a likes and thumbs up if you guys think that you guys love what you guys have been hearing. Okay? Alright. So far there's not a lot of market movements. Prices has just been moving in very tight range, showing not a lot of signs of improvement, but certainly the case from what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a short-term market movement to go lower first, and then prices could be going higher next. Alright, so I'm still waiting for a better market movement, better setups, and in line with my long-term outlook of prices to go higher, guys. Alright, so I won't be risking it to do some short-term trades that isn't in line with I'm looking at the market. Okay. Alright, so prices on gold, silver is a little bit slower at this time, so definitely we'll be focusing more on the analysis and try to see where the market will be moving next on both gold and silver. For now, everything is quite in line and nothing much has changed, honestly speaking. It's just 20 to 30 pips move and it's equal to not a lot of dollars. But definitely I'm expecting later on market movement will be quicker after nearing the US market session, guys. Alright. Okay, so next I think I'll be seeing what's happening on the US dollar index, because if you guys do pay attention and you guys do know that what happened on the gold market XAU is also impacted by what's going to happen on the US dollar index. So the USD is definitely a critical component compared against the gold, compared against the silver, and that's going to move the market as well. So in a moment I'll be trying to take a closer view what's happening on the US dollar index and see what are the implications on the gold market, because certainly I do know for one thing that is sure, guys, that since what we have already been seeing that prices has been going up quite fast, we actually do see that the US dollar index do weaken, and that really helped to push up gold prices since the early market sessions, from the Asian sessions towards the London sessions, and right now we do see prices start to slow down, and that really has an impact on the market as well on the gold, where right now we are seeing that prices are getting a little bit stagnant, and that is certainly the case that the US dollar index do in some ways at some times do give a little bit of impact on gold's market movement, guys. Alright, so in a moment we'll be trying to discuss what's happening next on this market, and let us see where it brings us next, guys. Alright, so far everything has been quite in line, and I'm expecting that the market movement could still be very well for the gold market. So if you guys have any thoughts about what you guys are seeing on the gold market and you guys wanted to discuss, you guys can let me know on the comments, and I'll be happily give you guys your discussions about what's going on. And I'm actually quite curious if any one of you guys are still bearish on gold, since prices has been going up quite fast and you guys are a bit bearish on the gold. So I'm actually quite curious, do any one of you guys think through that kind of market movement, that since prices has already been going higher, I'm expecting gold could be dropping soon? So if you guys are thinking in that direction, can you guys let me know? I'm actually quite curious what are your thoughts, and we could be discussing about it as well, guys. Alright, so right now let us jump into the US dollar index. So what's happening on the US dollar index, guys? Right. So as you guys could see, long-term wise, we've already been predicting that prices should be dropping, and it has already been in line with the few at around $98, and it just happened in one single trading day, and it's quite surprising, but it does happen. And what's next for the US dollar index, guys? So what's next for the US dollar index is very clear, guys. I'm still expecting the price could still be continuing going lower and lower with no signs of improvement or reversal on the US dollar index. As you guys could see, the prices has already been going down lower and lower with not a lot of signs of improvement. I'm expecting prices could continue to go down weaker and weaker as well. And definitely with this kind of market movement, I'm expecting that prices shouldn't be under a lot of good improvements, and we are going to see prices to remain under a lot of pressure next, guys, in the market. Okay, that's my view on the short term. And on the long term, it's also remaining the same way. I'm expecting that the US dollar index could still suffer a lot of declines. We've already been seeing that for most of the times, and not a lot of signs and improvements are showing through what has been happening on the daily charts and on the long-term market movements as well, guys. Right? So definitely with a lot of things happening, with the geopolitical risk and what's happening from the Federal Reserve side, there's a lot of chances to see that prices could continue to drop and go lower for the US dollar index, guys, because a lot of things are happening due to internal issue, and those issues hasn't been resolved, and there's a lot of chances that could be probably diminishing and weakening what is the next US dollar movement, guys, in the market. So that's my thought on the US dollar index. What are your views, guys? Are you guys bullish or are you guys bearish on the US dollar index? Can you guys let me know? Because personally, I'm also seeing the possibility that I'm still very bearish on the US dollar index as well, guys. Alright. Okay, so with that kind of bearishness, I think it's very clear what's going to happen. But after such a huge decline, on the short term, I'll be expecting a short-term rebound, because that's what usually market movement does. And since then, we have actually been seeing that prices starts to rebound, as you guys could see. Because if you guys do pay attention, that market movement starts to rebound after hitting the lows around here, as you guys could see. And that really helped to push up the US dollar value for a while, and prices returning back towards its original prices at $98. And I would say after dropping quite fast, we are back towards near the big drop happened on the US dollar index. So on the short term, we've already been seeing a little bit of a rebound, and that is certainly the case where prices has already been slowing down. But what's going to happen afterwards? So the biggest market movement I'm expecting is if prices starts to return back towards $98.50. But there's going to be a huge event that could really impact those market movement. Otherwise, I don't really see that possibility could happen. And with the ongoing momentum that is still ongoing from the US dollar index, I'm expecting on the short term we could be expecting a price rebound returning towards $98.50, and then we'll see how it goes next, guys. Alright, so on the short term, there's a little bit of pressure coming from the US dollar after such a huge decline, so I'm expecting short-term market movement will be moving in such direction for now, guys. Okay, so now you guys maybe could get a little bit of idea why suddenly we do see that gold starts to slow down, because we start to see that the gold market movement has already been quite fast, and right now we are seeing a little bit of pressure happening, supported by the dollar value starts to regain some of its strength, and that certainly helped to slow down the market movement on the short term. So that's the very main reasons that around this hour, any momentum, any movement is very highly correlated, and before entering the US market session, these kind of things are very much important and could impact the market movement later on. So that's how I'm looking at the market for now, and definitely I hope you guys have been getting some insights based on the analysis that we have done, that with the US dollar index starts to rebound the short term, we are expecting that gold prices should slow down a little bit, and that has been very in line and has been continuing to do so for some time. As prices starts to slow down on the gold, and I'm expecting the same thing could happen on the silver market. So that's why I'm still waiting for more market confirmations and not rushing to make any decisions on the early market sessions around nearing the US market sessions, because things could be quite tricky if you guys enter market positions quite early. As from what I've been experiencing for most of the time, what could be happening next is we could be actually seeing a healthy pullback or some slow market movement that didn't reflect the true trend that could be happening next. So with that kind of market movement happening next, I'll be waiting for much more clarity before rushing in to make any decisions, as it won't be beneficial for your trades as well around this hour where there's no clear signs of setup that could really positively impact your trading account. So for now, I'll be standing put, try to see where it brings us next, and from there we could actually be getting a much better entry point with better confirmations at later market hours, guys. Alright, so that's what I'm expecting, and definitely everything has been quite in line. We start to see that prices has been slowing down around there, and there are good chances to see prices could be slowing back around $3,380 area for the gold market movement on the short term, and maybe that could be the chance where we could be entering at a better entry point later on. Okay, so if you guys have been enjoying what you guys have been hearing, you guys could definitely don't forget to follow, subscribe, and definitely give us your thumbs up and your likes, and I will be thank you very much for your support. And certainly if you guys wanted to get more ideas about how you guys could be entering the trades, and definitely you guys want to discuss something with other traders, I will be happily suggesting that you guys could check out my profile, and on my profile there you guys could be actually so certainly that could be very helpful for your trades, and you guys could be sharing what are your thoughts on the market, and maybe you guys could be sharing your insights on what's happening on the market as well, guys. Alright, so okay, so far prices have already been dropping as in line with our view, and with this kind of market movement, it's a very good thing. So certainly with this kind of good market movement happening, I'm expecting that prices could slow down, reaching our target at 3385. Let us see where it will be happening next. Prices has been moving, we are waiting for more confirmations, and the directions and the signs are very much optimistic as well, guys. Okay, so price has been moving in line with our view, and that is certainly a good thing. this actually gives us a very good buying area. So I'll be waiting for the next candlestick, see how the market movement works, and we could actually be getting something good as well on this side of the market. Okay. So let us see where it brings us next on the market, guys. Alright. Okay, so prices are still slowing down. We are waiting for more confirmations, and definitely we are also seeing the same thing happening, could be happening also on the silver market. So definitely these two markets could be moving in line, and it turns out that they are not moving in tandem for tonight, but certainly later market hours could be determining where it will be moving next in the market, guys. Alright, so let us see and wait. Everything has been going quite well, honestly speaking, and there are good chances to see price reactions could be moving next, guys. Alright, so with the consolidations happen here, if we are seeing good candlestick market movement next, there are good chances this is a good support area on the gold market, and we are going to see that some opportunities could be happening next on the market. So definitely watch out, pay attention, good things could be happening next, guys. Alright, for now I'm not actually seeing the possibility that prices could be dropping much. If that does happen, I'll be waiting for more confirmations. If prices don't return back to its 338 plus, that could be the signs that prices could start moving slower for a while, guys. Alright, because definitely I do agree that prices has been moving quite fast. Okay, so as we've already been discussing what's happening on gold, silver, and the US dollar index, I think it's a bit tricky not to discuss what could be happening next on the other currency market. As you guys know, with the weaknesses appearing on the US dollar index, we actually do see some of the Forex market movement could be benefiting a lot. So as you guys know, that the US dollar index weakening has been supporting the prices of euro, pound sterling, New Zealand dollar, and that really helped to see where the next market movement could be happening next, guys. Alright, so later on I'll be trying to check and see what is happening and what we can do about it as well. Alright, guys. Okay, so in a moment we'll be trying to see what could be happening next on the other currency market and see where the next market opportunity could be happening on the Forex market, guys. Alright, so in a moment let us see together. So for now I'll be showing you guys a little bit of graph of how every other currency has been moving for quite some time, and let us see where it could be moving next. Alright, so as you guys could see on this currency trend chart, so what you guys are saying, can you guys summarize it a little bit and give me what are your thoughts about the market movement for tonight, guys? Alright. Okay, so if you guys are a little bit confused, let me explain. So this is a graph of every single major currency, and right now we are seeing that US dollar, euro, Japanese yen, pound sterling, Australian dollar, Swiss franc on the screen right now. And with this kind of market movement, maybe you guys could be getting a little bit of idea what's happening for tonight, guys. So this is for this currency market movement. It's been very clear that the US dollar right now packs at the very low of the rank for tonight. As you guys could see, that the US dollar index has been quite weakened for tonight. And definitely we are seeing a little bit of some strength regaining back over the last 1 hour plus. But overall, the market movement has been quite weak for the US dollar index. Meanwhile, we do see that most of the other currency outside of Canadian dollar, which has been quite weakened for tonight, the euro has been moving well, New Zealand dollar has been moving well, Swiss franc, Japanese yen, Australian dollar, Japan sterling has been moving well. So if right now I'm taking a chart and take a closer look what's happening on the market, I could be very sure that, let's say, NZD USD has been moving higher, trending higher, and it should be in line with our view. So nothing much has changed about that, and the signs are still there to show you guys that the strength coming back from the New Zealand dollar is real. That's what's happening in the long term. Hasn't shown any signs of changes yet. So certainly this is still a very bullish signs for the New Zealand dollar for against the USD. Prices has been continued to go higher despite today's volume has been quite weak, but it has been clear that prices has been able to sustain well on the New Zealand dollar, US dollar and the long run on the daily chart. And moving on towards the 15-minute time frames, it has actually been very clear that since yesterday, prices has been consolidating, unable to break down lower than the support area, and prices has been rebounding, go back higher, breaking through yesterday's high at Thursday, and prices has been moving higher since then. So other than the New Zealand dollar USD, I'm actually expecting that GBP USD has been moving quite well. As you guys could see, prices has been going higher, no signs of a slowdown, and prices has been continuing its original uptrend and hasn't shown any signs of slowing down for now, so to say. Okay, so everything has been quite in line, and we are almost back to its 2024 highs at 1.343, guys. Alright, so there's a lot of good chances to see prices to break out higher than that, and we are going to see some good signs happening as well. Alright, so on the short term wise, GBP has been going strong, and I'm expecting that prices for now has already been going slower, but don't worry guys, there are good chances to see that prices could still remain and go higher next, guys. Alright, so for now I'm expecting that prices should be a bit slowed down. As you guys could see that some of the US dollar strength has been coming back, and that has certainly give us some pressure, but most of the currency tonight has been moving very well against the US dollar index, and I'm seeing a lot of good chances to see prices to continue to go down lower, especially against the safe haven currency US dollar Japanese yen, US dollar CHF. Maybe you guys could be putting some attention towards those market trades as well. Alright, so safe haven currency US dollar Japanese yen and US dollar Swiss franc could still be trending lower, guys, and as so far what we have already been seeing, that prices has been moving in that direction for quite some time, guys. Alright, and definitely the price movement on gold is still a bit slow. Definitely I'll be trying to change my outlook, trying to see what other opportunities are happening on the other currency side. As you guys could see, US dollar Japanese yen has been moving quite well, US dollar Swiss franc has also been moving quite strong, so there are good chances to see price action is happening elsewhere other than the commodities market. Okay, so maybe for tonight's choice, you guys could be actually taking a closer look what could be happening on this market as well, guys. Alright, Okay, so good opportunities are happening on the other currency market, and make sure that you guys don't miss out on the opportunities on the safe haven currencies against the US dollar index. So the Euro USD has already been breaking highs of 2024, and we are seeing good signs that the price continuations are there. Make sure you guys are bullish on the Euro USD. GBP USD is also showing some good signs. So a lot of the other currency, except against the Canadian dollars, is a bit weaker against the USD, but other than that, everything has been moving quite well, so to say, guys. Alright, so I hope you guys don't miss up your chances and see prices to continue to drop. Alright, and so to say, CAD Japanese yen could also be weaker for today as prices keeps on dropping, but for now there's a lot of good chances happening elsewhere, and hope you guys don't miss on your chances. Okay, so let us go back towards the gold market, where maybe something has happened. Alright, so it turns out that prices have started to move, and it seems that we have really been taking quite a long view on the forex market, and a lot of things has happened. But don't worry guys, if we do see the breakout starts to happen, that is a very good sign that we could be actually seeing both gold and silver starts to move next, guys. Alright, so let us take a closer look, see what could be happening next. Alright, so silver market has already been breaking out higher, and that is certainly a good chance to say that since gold hasn't been moving much, we could be expecting that prices could be breaking out soon in the gold market, guys. Alright, but for now I'll be waiting, and we are in a very critical price, and if prices couldn't break out higher like what we've already been seeing happening on the silver market, that could not be a very good trade, guys. Alright, so I will be waiting on the gold market particularly, see how the market reaction works next. Okay, so prices are still slowing down, so that's why rushing in won't make a good decision. And let us see how the market movement works next, guys. Alright, so if you're getting more confirmations in the market, you could actually be seeing some good signs happening. If not, we'll be staying put, see how it moves next, guys. Alright, Okay guys, so everything has been in line, moving with what we have already been viewing is a very good thing. So let us see where it brings us next guys, because good chances to see that price reactions will be much better afterwards as we start to see the confirmations that we are waiting, and prices has already been going higher since then. So let us see. Everything has been going quite well, and we still have some time before we start to see prices goes higher guys. All right. Okay. Alright, so later on we'll be discussing what could be happening next on the oil market guys, because I believe we haven't been discussing what's happening on the oil market for tonight, and I believe there's a lot of good potential to be happening next on the oil market movement, as we do know that there are some movement happening here and there, especially with what has been happening on the geopolitical side. There are good chances to see oil prices has a lot of volatility coming up next guys. Alright. Okay, so let us see what's happening on the oil market. Okay, so right now if you guys take a closer look what's happening on the oil market, it's very clear that one thing on the long term, prices has already been quite weak, and like I'm expecting that prices won't be moving that much guys. And as you guys know that what we've already been expecting and waiting on the market for quite some time is we started to see that prices will slow down around $63, and it has been happening so in that kind of way. And with that kind of market confirmation, it's been very clear that those kind of market movement is warranted, as prices has already been moving down quite fast, and right now we start to see prices does have a small rebound, and it has already been happening so, and we are seeing good chances to see prices to start moving guys. Alright, so start moving in what direction guys? I think it's very important that start moving from what I'm seeing is the possibility that we are going to see that prices will be moving back slower guys, as we do know that we are almost hitting back towards the upper side of the downtrend channel, and that is actually a good sign that with this kind of market movement there's a lot of things that could be happening. And those market movement that we are seeing on the oil market side could actually implicate what could be happening next on the how the market movement will be moving next on the oil market, because on the long run we are seeing good signs that prices could continue to go lower, but at the same time if everything goes well, and there's good chances to see, but I will not be chasing on the short-term market movement as you guys know, and I'll be waiting for more market confirmations happening next guys. Alright, okay, so let us move back, see what's happening on the gold market here. Okay, so prices has been reacting quite well, and we do see prices starts to go higher on the gold market, which is a very good sign guys. Alright, so good signs that prices starts to go higher. and prices has been moving and reacting quite well. No signs of slowing down. So this is a good chance to see prices to start going higher and higher. Alright, so if you guys could still hear me well, unfortunately that our internet connection today has been quite bad, and certainly there's been some issue on my side. So if you guys are enjoying what you guys have been hearing, seeing what we have already been analyzing and has been in line with our view, you guys are welcome to check out my profile and click on the link to join my community channel, where we'll be discussing more on the markets, discussions, sharing insights, and certainly some recommendations for you guys as well. So if you guys wanted a dose, you guys could check out my live streaming sessions as well. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, give us your thumbs up, give us your likes if you guys have already been getting some profits together with our insights that we have already been sharing with you guys tonight. And I hope to see you guys tonight on my live streaming sessions on the VIP site. And if you guys wanted to join those VIP live streaming sessions where I'll be discussing more open stuff, you guys are welcome to check out my profile, where I could be discussing more intimate stuff with you guys about what's going on in the market, guys. Alright, so hope to see you guys well. Hope you guys have been trading well. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.